Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Jeebs here, the Abbacado Show. On a casual Monday stream, I'm just catching up on a couple donos we're doing, and then we're going to do a little run of Cheesy Wheel here. And so, yeah, that's what this is. We are doing our music. Once again, if you're seeing this on YouTube, you're just a little too late. No big deal. Enjoy what you got here. Always check the chappers down below. Other than that, you can join us on Twitch. I'm kind of a rando kind of guy because of just my own life, work, old man schedule. So, you know, you can always join us also on Discord. Which also the links are down below in the description as well. And if you're lurking here in the background, somebody will fire up that Discord link in just a moment. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to actually just cash these donos through that have been lurking. And the first one is going to be it's going to be a minute now because it is Tonto Corazon. And we love Tonto Corazon. He always brings it in. He's very generous with his donos. Tonto Corazon is having us listen to, and you know what? He always brings the live music. That's also what I love about that. It kind of doubles down on my experience and all of our experiences, people who are listening to music, to actually watch the musicians do their thing. So here we go. Que lo que, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. We listened to merengue with my last submission. This is Bachata, Dominican Republic, and other major cultural export. Usually slower and mostly relegated to romance music, meaning meant to be danced a few drinks in with the love of your life or the person you're trying to see naked. Those are his words, not mine. Being from a newer generation of musicians, Richie's influences are more broader and thus the song adds a little more rock elements to it. Also, please enjoy a little slice of my beautiful country. All right, Tonto Corazon. Thank you very much for coming in here. Right now we are going to be listening to Richie, and the name of the song is Ladwin, the owner. All right, guys, let's go here on the Abbacado Show. All right.
Familia, gracias por estar aquí. Esto es una experiencia súper bella. Espero que la disfruten. Te quiere.
I like where the melody came in seemingly on the second part of the chord progression. Wow, that island's got some surf. I'm getting over there. What are you talking about? Did you see that? It is very sassy, very sexy. Got a great flow to it. Ooh, I love this section of the arrangement. Ay, qué riquísima. The chord changes are very contemporary, but the arrangements are beautiful. They give you just that vibe, you know what I mean? I don't know if you heard me sigh, but it's just like...
Y en la mañana tu piel se viste con el rocío, y por la noche baila desnuda en la fogata. Adornaremos con palos y flores nuestro bohío, y pasa el viento viéndonos soñar en una hamaca. Lleva, tú eres la dueña en mi querer.
The lack of reverb on everything is making everything very intimate and sexy as well. There's a little bit of a reflection on his voice. It's giving us some stereo imaging. And because the tone is mid-warm, the bongos cutting through with their higher percussive tones, a little higher if they're in the zone, really stands out without being overtaking. I like how raw and fresh and clear the bass tone is on this is. It's a great bass sound for this. Very tasty, the solo. More melodic than showy offy. He's on a shell phone. Get it? What a great track. What a fantastic track to open up the stream with. Tonto Corazon, mira. I love the music that you bring in. I think all of us really love the flavors that you bring into, the kados. This one was exactly what you said. It has a seductive sway to it. It's not, and you were right about the contemporary, pulling in a little bit more of the contemporary. I wouldn't say more of the rocker elements, except for dusting up a little bit of one of the guitar tones, like for the lead work. But the picking patterns and stuff were just so nice and so chill. And it was very sexy. It's more like, hello, mama. If Johnny Bravo, spoke Spanish, che, ¿cómo estás, señorita? Qué divina. Che. I got to practice my Spanish. I sucky. Anyhow, Tonto Corazon, muchas gracias. We love having you here. Thank you so much. And that was very kind of you. Okay, next up, we are going to listen to, we figured out Brexter. Let me get Brexter in here. Okay, so Brexter did Bing Some Dings in there a little earlier last week, so we repaired that. So let's get Brexter in here. Hi, Brexter, what's going on? How are you, buddy? Brexter wants us to listen to, so this one is from Ernie. She wants to spread the word of the group of underrated artists. Please enjoy. Also, Jeeb, she says, How you doing? Well, good. All right, Ernie, here we go. Wants us to listen to the band artist Grim Salvo. And this one is called Snake Skin. You guys ready? Let's do this. Very interesting. It's like a ghost town horror western vibe, isn't it? I mean, even the image says it. Love the vocal engineering.
See you home again, a broken road showing holes right through my chest. And now I'm on my own, but still I feel obsessed. They never hand to hold, I'm seeing ghosts again. You can break my bones, or you can
This track has some great music supervisor potential. I mean, for placement.
got me worried, I'm losing my mind.
take break, new world outside. I know you got something to hide. Get high every day of my life when I'm sober.
God, engineering and vocals have come so far.
I know they all live in the sky. Two big glowing eyes, watch from my wall and it feels so ghostly. Lucia knows me.
Oh, I thought I clicked something. It was a trap.
All of the opium's clouded your mind. Doesn't matter if there's anything in it for me. I'll move you to the day that I die.
I can't tell what it is that I need.
That was nice. Gave us a little peek over like the cliff, you know, to a sunset with that chord change. It was unit here in the major. Yeah. A little bit of that oversaturation for me is catching me off guard a little bit though. I mean, I get it as an artistic expression, but... Oh, that was it? That was a really, really super clean track. For me, the last maybe 30 seconds of that oversaturated vibe apparently is an artistic call there. It kind of moved me into a different listening space to it. After listening compared to the first song that we heard was Tonto Corazon, the live music and stuff like that, and how that was engineered. This was obviously, it expressed itself much differently here. We had, you know, really good separation between two guitars. The little bell sound back there obviously was some kind of keyboard patch of sorts that was kind of meandering in there. It didn't seem like it was locked, if you would, quantized, which is good. I like that stuff. But it definitely had a lot of like all of a sudden I was thinking like this could go great in a scene like in The Landman, anything that's hardworking, dirt. I think I'm led on to it a little bit also because I think the image that I'm looking at, but it had kind of like a more current or a very present play on like if they were to reproduce some kind of Western, another Wyatt Earp or something like that and use a lot more contemporary music, this would be a track like that would go in there. But for me, what was the real standout? You know, the guy has a great voice, but the engineering now, I'm so taken aback by how intense and how much energy is put into vocals, which, you know, you could have a discussion about that. I mean, the truth be told, right now, we've got the internet has exposed in the last 20 years how incredibly talented so many people are with their vocals. But I think that constant push to constantly modernize through side chaining, through effects, different ways to take that sound and manipulate it and turning it into, you know, different types of stereo imaging or running it through plugins that'll give you these really super intense harmonies and stuff. Shit, man, back in the day, back in the 70s, back in the 1900s, you know, there'd be 15 tracks of nothing but background vocals and stuff like that, layer after layer after layer, and you'd have to sing it 3 times. If there were 3 hooks, you would sing it 3 times. Now you just copy, paste, paste, paste. You know, once again, I don't poo-poo against that. I'm just saying that's where we are. And the advanced side chaining or engineering of the vocals has just become incredible. I'm not shitting on it by any stretch of the imagination. I'm just saying that's where we are. And I really enjoy it. But here's the thing for me. Sometimes I feel that all that extra work pulls me away from the melody itself. I'm just being that guy. I'm rolling into 2026, everybody, with a little bit more of an opinion now, you know. The last 5 years, I've been really kind of laid back and spare certain things that I want to say. But I think this is the year that I'm going to actually kind of lean into a little more things, a little deeper thoughts, but trying to be, you know, very, you know, even keel about it. But what I will say is that when a lot of these vocals start to get overly processed, as an engineer, I get taken away from the melody a little bit, or even more so than a little bit, because now I'm just listening to, you know, the side chaining and all the extra work is done. And then I go into engineer brain. Where did they do that? How did they do it? What plugin did they use? If I would have done it back in the 70s, how could I have done that? Wouldn't have been able to do it with that capacity. But once again, it's not the people's elbow to engineering and stuff. I am a true fan, sitting in the bleachers, watching the music industry, you know, move forward with all the technical stuff. And, you know, I've always said engineers are part of the band. You know, come for me if you think that's bullshit, but I'll die on that hill. You know, so I think it's just a unique thing. So yeah, I said it. You know, I'm clipping that shit out, right? And I'm putting it on the Decomposer Lounge. Next up is Judgment Krasman. Krasy Juzzy. Judgment Krasmaz. Mazzy Krasmati. Judgment Smuji. 822. Let me see. Hey, Jeeves, one of my favorite bands recently released their 24th album, so I figured I'd send you one of their new tracks, the album Mahoroba means paradise or a place where life is easy. So imagine what these grandpas of metal could have in store for you. Okay. So we're going to be listening to the band Ninjin Issue, and the name of the song is Touano. Oh, geez, I hit the button too fast. Stand by. Name of the song will pop up here in a second. There we go. The name of the song is... I don't know. What's the name of the song, Judgment? I hit it too fast. Touano Kane, thank you. Nice deep snare, yeah? Very Beatles, yeah? I like the tone in his voice. It's happening up here. Even the bass sounds like a Rickenbacker. For some reason I was imaging McCartney was coming in right there. Listen to the double tracking of the acoustic guitar. It's beautiful, the stereo imaging is great, but there are some differences in the strumming. You can always kind of predict when the arrangements will be screeching in. I mean, even the kit has a small kind of Abbey Road sound to it. I love how the distorted guitar comes in just as a color. And the emphasis on the acoustic in the mix is really still present. must be in G. The key. Very mellow, such a laid-back melodic solo.
古い写真見て笑い今の互い見てしたい愛し合った涙認め合った想い手と手を重ねて旅立つ
This is so wonderfully, beautifully simple in the arrangement world. This is so fun, lighthearted, well written. But I mean, come on, I mean, this is really pulling from. I'm feeling a little Hey Jude. I'm feeling, big Beatles. I mean, is it me or, Strawberry Fields too, yeah, that's a good call. That's a magical track. So this was, this had all the right vibes and influences in it. For a lot of us, or at least for me, with my limited discography knowledge and stuff like that, it was a big pull from the Beatles. By no stretch of the imagination do I say that they, were biting. It's just that's the time in the era in which this song presented itself to me. Clean recording, guitar, bass, drums. Of course, I did recognize, some of the chord changes, and actually the tone of the singer's voice all lent itself into that whimsical 60s era. Of course, they got a little dirt in there. They, kind of turned the guitar up a little bit, but more of a color, not a distortion overload, in the mix, keeping the acoustic guitars obviously, front and center. Even in my mind, when I was thinking of the drums and the EQing, the first thing I said is, wow, what a nice fat, snare sound and stuff, kind of analog-y. But yeah, it was reminiscence of, Yellow Submarine or any number one of those, the Hey Jude, the la 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 la, that's very Hey Jude-ish. I mean, there's times where I go, some of the biggest hits in the world that are memorable are not based on lyrics. A lot of times it's la la la's or da da da's or doot doot doots, baby shark doot 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 doot. I'm sorry, I just brought that whole listen reaction down. Then again, I might be writing a song very similar to that. Shaka-dooby doobies, shaka-dooby doobies, shaka-dooby dooby 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 doobies. Stupid. All right. Well, let's see. Let me see. Underwater Dojo, and then I have one more. We go to Wheel of Cheese. Underwater Dojo. I've been saving this song for my Redeem session, but at 50,000 points after 2 years, I'll ever get there. I'm so sorry, Underwater Dojo. I swear. You'll get there. I'm just happy we can all still be here. There's a live version recorded at a radio station with a totally different vibe, in which you can see Ben's odd way of playing. But this is the version that tore my heart out and gave it back to me. So Underwater Dojo wants us to listen to the artist Ben Howard, and the name of the song is Depth Over Distance. Let's go.
Depth over distance every time, my dear. And this tree of ours may grow tall in the woods, but it's the roots that will bind us here to the ground. Depth over distance was all I asked of you, and I may be foolish to fall as I do. Still there's strength in the blindness you feel if you're coming to.
Oh, I like this a lot.
If you're coming to. Oh, hold on, wait until that long sun.
I don't know why I'm getting kind of a Tracy Chapman vibe.
Of the Lord. Yeah, hold on, though we may be too young to know this right or wrong. Depth over distance was all I asked of you, and everybody around here's acting like a storm. Still there's things I do, darling, I go blind for you. If you let it go, sometimes let it go, sometimes let it go. Just let it go sometimes.
I love how everything is cycling around that vocals background.
Wait until that long sun breaks from the arms of the Lord. Oh, hold on, though we may be too young to know this right or wrong. Oh, hold on, though we may be too young to know this right.
That was a great play in silence right there. Wow, his voice there. There's like a double reverb on that. Like a real super small hall reflection into another reverb, like it's doubled up. It's very nice. A little bit of a delay in that too.
So hold on, wait until that lone sun breaks from the arms of the Lord. Hold on, though we may be too young to know this right, we're wrong, to know this right, to know this right.
It kind of also reminds me a little bit of the, in the style of production of Peter Gabriel's song. What was the name of the song off of that one album that we were listening to some music from? Oh my God, Misery? No, beautiful production. I can see how this is soul pulling for you. It kind of gets you into this kind of like space in your head. Because you're coming in with the vocals. Those background vocals are the blanket, the warmth, the chord changes that the melody starts to kind of go around, and it's a very human. When you're doing something like ooh ooh and you've got it layered out. Obviously, it sounds 10 times better than what I did. It's a very comforting thing, very lullaby-like, very much if your mom was rocking you or your dad or something, or brother, sister, whatever, is rocking you. It was very lullaby-ish in it, the way it was setting up. And then as the arrangements grew, they just grew so subtly. It did sound like the vocals in the middle section that they kind of softened up. I don't know, maybe softened up the EQ a little bit. I can't remember because at the very beginning I was tied into it, but it seemed like they kind of lo-fied those background vocals a little more, made it a little bit more of a slightly more abstract sounding. But once he started singing, so I did throw out that Tracy Chapman kind of vibe because it was just the tone of the voice and also just the style of production and all that. But when he cut loose at the end, boy, that not only does he have a set of pipes, but how emotional was that? You felt every syllable of everything he was saying. No, not In Your Eyes. Now I'm curious. Now I've got to find out. Hang on for the songs would be Mercy Street. That's what I was kind of comparing it to. So. Alrighty, I got one more dono catch up and then we're going to go to Wheel of Cheese for a little bit, okay, guys? Okay, I'm definitely going to get DMCA strike for this because these people do not like anybody putting their music up on there, but they are just legendary geniuses. It's King Crimson. This is coming from hardcore. Maybe not the most representative of the band at the time, but it's such an amazing song and vibe. King Crimson is amazeballs. There's no two ways about it. But the few times that I did the King Crimson, that song, that band, automatic block, doesn't matter, just block. The estate is really protected. Maybe they've changed it, but I don't know. So hardcore wants us to listen to the band King Crimson, and the name of the song is Mate Kudasai. If I said it wrong, I apologize. This is King Crimson here on the Abbacado Show. Let's go. Wow, this is badass. I love this. Ooh, this is beautiful. Is anybody else getting Radiohead vibes? I love that they're not shy with that bass in the mix. The way volume would have done that guitar through the whole track is amazing.
Oof. I mean, it is a guitar, right? Doing all those bends and long lines. And I'm biting the bass there. Oh, sister, I didn't think about that.
This was an absolutely outstanding track, Hardcore. I've only listened to a little bit of King Crimson. I never, wasn't aware of the music, obviously, before I started doing the reactions like 5 years ago and stuff. And always it's a very loved band for their, progressive work and stuff like that. And the work that I've heard in the past, I've been like, that's out there. We're pushing these, these areas of Zappa-ishy and all kinds of really fun arrangements and stuff going on. This was outstanding in a very contemporary, chill space. I mean, this is the kind of song I think right now the world needs, not without it being geopolitical, economic, or anything. I'm just saying the tones that it delivered was very calming, very chill. What a great voice. There was those elements. When he first came in, I thought, wow, this kind of sounds like Thomas Thorne a little bit, Radiohead vibes, if you would, which great company to be in, if you're a Radiohead fan, obviously, right? I love the guitar work, and it could have been a zither, I don't know, but the arrangement that was being played through the whole thing, it was such a soothing track. It was so chill, is what I'm saying. Thanks, Hardcore. That's crazy beans. Started off the stream really well. Okay, now we're going into Wheel of Cheese, everybody. So Wheel of Cheese is coming up right now. I got to get my ducks in a row for this. It was released in 1981. Dang. Okay. Then I really missed out on a really big piece of King Crimson because that was just phenomenal. Okay, so let me get ready for Wheel of Cheese. My friends who might be lurking in the background, we're going to be doing Wheel of Cheese. If you want to join us on some Wheel of Cheese, then there's a forum pinned on top of the chat. Put your name, put your song, a little message if you want. Nothing longer than 7 minutes. I spin this wheel. If it lands on you, we listen to your song. Simple as that. Also requesting, please, nobody do any donos. I'm not doing any donos. I have one very special one that I have that I will be bringing towards the middle of the week. Because it's a fairly long dono, and but outside of that, this is just Wheel of Cheese only. All right, guys, let me make sure I refresh my wheel here, and you know what that means. That means I'm prone to make a mistake. That's last week's. Here we go. Refresh. Okay, here's refresh. You guys ready for your wheel? No, I don't know. I'm hoping that 1 a.m. Wednesday. Remember, Patty won last week. That's what I want to be seeing. I want to see how that thing's going to go. All right, guys, here we go. The first one, spin it for that. Whatever. What do we got? Well. Verex777, how are ya? Verex wants us to check out. This is a band called, no message here, this is a band called Janus, and the name of the song is A Mass for Metaphysicians. Metaphysicians. It's a song coming up. All right, here we go, Verex, this is for you. Congratulations, man. I know, right? You got luckies. Wow, this is a great freaking mix. Love where he came in on the vocals. Little spooky choral background back there. That was a trip, that fill. Anybody else feel that? You know, I really love the fact that it's a single track recording on the guitar. They're not trying to force feed a stereo image on us. I like the care and the details they're putting in with the vocals on this. You know, the arrangements and the engineering.
Lost in life, we blind to see. All we know will set you free.
You guys know how much I love that kind of... Oh, this is a nice change. Caught me off guard. I like this. Almost sounds like a banjo arpeggiation back there. Maybe that's what it is. They're kind of leaning into the Devin Townsend wall of sound here. I love this. Totally feel you, SB. It's locking in with the kick too, so that's a solid drive. There's a super light choral in the back there. Great textures here. This is produced really well. Back with the drummer, kind of a feeling, a vibe there.
My eyes.
I knew that was coming, right? Everybody that's into the music, you know, give it a 4 or an 8 count. It's going to come back and hit you in the head. Great arrangement, layering and stacking coming here. And then you have the talking, more aspect part of the vocals. Loving that vocal there. Dude, that was a great track, man. As a matter of fact, here I'm going to put the link here in the chat just in case anybody wants to save it. Really love that track. Let me see, are they new? What happened? Oh, they released this about 8 years ago. I don't know when the release date of it was here. What a great track. Little hidden gem in there, man. In the world out there of a bazillion tracks. This was really done well. And what I loved about it is they were able to achieve, for me, a kind of like that emotional, spiritual liftoff, you know, of the launch pad without overproducing. I don't know if any of that made sense. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I mentioned, when I made a reference to the fact, like, I just like the fact that there's just one guitar. You know, there's a little effect on it and stuff, but they're not trying to force feed you this, you know, stereo imaging. There was that really weird drum fill at the beginning, at the front of it, though. I was like, bruh. I'd have to listen to it again. I'm sure it worked. It just was really unique in how he made that fill. Like he did an odd time, weird fill to it or something that felt like he was a little out of the pocket. But obviously, I mean, these guys are great, you know, sound fantastic. They play well and they have a head on their shoulder. So they kept that in there for a particular reason. But it definitely made me go, you saw me too. I was like, what just happened to that fill there? What was that? Great track. And I love the layering that they did. I love the authenticity of the production. I love the ethereal ambient aspect of that wall of sound that they pushed into the second half of the track as well. Started giving me a little Devin Townsend vibes. Varix, thanks you so much, Dudamus. Okay, refreshing the list. Let's go for some more cheesy, please. I still have that hook in my head. That's pretty shockadoobies. That's pretty shockadoobies. Wahaha. Oh, that's why. Who do we got? Doll 97. Gotcha. Doll number 97 would like us to listen to. Looks like this is going to be an indie piece of music here. This is just a chill song that I love, Doll says. The name of the band or the artist, Hot for, I'm sorry. Try that again. I don't know where I got hot from. Shit. For Tracy Hyde. I think that must be the name of the band or the artist. And the name of the song is Ghost Town Polaroids. Let's go. I know, hot for teacher. Little shoegazey here. You know, I love the shoegaze. Or at least feeling it. Is there a close relationship to city pop and shoegaze? I love the sliding going on with the bass. Great hook. Wow, that's a really good hook. You know, the ninth that's hanging out there, so cool. Great background. So it does have kind of a Kaja Gugu 80s vibe to it, right? But the bass player's killing it, and I'm loving this. Oh, it's a little more jazzy fusion. Okay, nice. Thank you. I like the pattern change on this guitar. Pulls a little bit of the angst off. definitely a reverb celebration, right? Everything's getting rinsed except for the drums and the bass. See, I'm learning about the difference between city pop and dream pop and all that. You know, that's wow, what a big wall of reverb back there. I like how you say that, Tyler. It is a guilty pleasure kind of vibe. So, I love this track. I full on just loved it. I've always been a super heady listener when it comes to artists or bands or producers and stuff that with this particular style. What it is, as I understand it, in my brain, because the gray matter still is gray before it turns, is when you have a couple of chords that you're playing and turning around. Because if you notice, they didn't do any real big jump off from the pattern that they had in the chords, the patterns that we're holding. It's very unique because in the voicing of the chords in the key, with the right kind of chords, even though there was three, I think it was only 3 chords. I know my brain's a little farted. You can wash that reverb and not worry about harmonics or other notes that are hanging over from the previous chord configuration or the voicing. That actually, in its very weird way, adds to the subtle build of harmonies that are crashing out inside the wash of the reverb. You know what I'm saying? So if you're playing one chord and it has, I'll keep it real super straight, you know, in 3, you have, you know, a chord that has 3 notes in it. You go to the next chord, you go to another triad of the next chord, and that has 3 different notes, but it's still part of all the notes that are within the key. That starts to layer in the reverb and in the wash. So what you're, in essence, what you're doing is you're building up these beautiful, you know, levels of harmonies, but all because of the long tail of the reverb and the delays. And that's what this did. Plus, getting into the hook in this track was great. This one is definitely going into my playlist. And thank you, Lisa, and those for helping me out on this, on the division between, or the separation between the city pop and you know, all these shoegaze, city pop. You know, it's so subtle for me that, you know, you have to be like an ethnomusicologist or somebody who's like, you know, Lisa's, you know, really entrenched in Amon, and a bunch of, you know, some of our Kados who are very in tune with the subtle differences and stuff. Where, you know, Lisa's saying that it's a little more smoothie jazz, kind of a subgenre, I guess, if you just put here, of jazz fusion. You know, so, and I can see how this sound would lend to it. I think this is just a wonderful gateway genre to maybe pushing that, Lisa. You know what I mean? Like if we really want to push the jazz chord configurations through the city pop type of production, I think that could be really interesting. Dream pop, that was the other one, right? Dream pop. All right. To me, a dream pop was something that they sold out of the back of a truck in the 1960s. It used to be the little push-up thing through the toilet paper rolls. Talk about ingenuity, right? I don't know, man, we got to put ice cream into something. Well, it's too expensive to do that. Hey, let's use toilet paper rolls and we'll color it. You guys remember that? Those push-up pops, and you peel them up there and you're just sitting there going, who do you think you're fucking kidding here? These are toilet paper rolls. That they put colors on the outside and they put a little stick in there. It's almost like you're like getting this little enema shoved. I'm just saying, the theater of the mind. Come on, really? You guys remember that? All you guys? I mean, I think they still have it, don't they? Do they still not have those pop-throughs and stuff? But I'm just saying. Those were the days, you know? I think that's part of being old and stuff, is looking back going, how did they pull that off? You know what I mean? All right, I digress because it's the Abbacado show. Let's refresh the cheese. Here we go. Okie dokie. Doll 97, thank you so much for that track. Shaka doobies. Okay, we're refreshed. You guys ready? Wait, I need some agua. All right, here we go. We spin. What do we got? It looks like it's going to be Arctic Stark. Arctic Stark. Are you here with us, Bubba? Arctic Stark wants us to listen to... All right. Robin Finch, the guitarist of Nine Inch Nails, has been working on a video game with Corey Davis, which just released last December. It's a visual, beautiful, psychedelic horror game called Sleep Awake. I've Gone to Look for You is probably my favorite track of the OST. All right, guys. So let's do this. This is from Arctic Stark. The name of the game is Sleep Awake. It's an original game soundtrack by Robin Finck. Finck. And the name of the song is I Have Gone to Look for You. All right, guys. Let's go. Oh, it's your birthday, Arctic Stark. Everybody say happy birthday to Arctic Stark. Come on. Give me a little Dark Side of the Moon vibe there. Oh, I love that bold bottom there. Somebody give me the background of the game. What's it about? It seems to have like that sleepwalky dreariness to it, like you're barely together or something like that. I like the tip of the hat to that analog swelling bottom. That just came in, kind of euphoric in an otherwise zombie-esque kind of pattern that they started with. The beauty of this discomfort, if you get what I'm saying. Got a little bit of a chill there. The quirkiness of the gliding tones there, the dissonance. I like that. Great job. If this game is about not trying to fall asleep and you're having to force yourself to stay up in kind of a dystopian torture mode. What a great name for a band, Dystopian Torture. There's my new AI band. I'm just kidding. So well done. Kind of pull apart your neurons and just let space enter, you know. emphasis on some of the note velocities on the arpeggiation in the back plays really well into this. I definitely can hear the membranes of a 9 Inch Nails connective tissue, if you would. I don't know why I said it that way, but I think it's because it's so heavy and it's so kind of, you know. I'm really tempted to go check out this game. Is that it? Bro, I was so into that. Wow, that was for me. When I'm into it like that and I'm not even looking at the time, nothing. That was incredible for me. Just in my head, wherever my space was right now at this very present second to listen to that. I like how the composer went from light loaded sounds and patches because then you could tell when that one pad came in, that's when I went, oh, okay. Now we started to kind of bloom in the soundscape, you know, using different patches and pads that are a lot wider. I think one of the things that's integral part of something like this, you guys are saying that this is kind of walking around and really not doing much kind of video game. Maybe you're looking through things and you're just, you know, meandering and maybe building stuff, or, you know, maybe it's not too taxing on the, you know, the gameplay aspect of achieving certain things. But, hey, Jack, how are you? But for me, the whole journey of it, and while looking at the image that it has led me to actually put this on my Steam wish list. So I think I'm going to jump into that. I already bought Dispatch. I just haven't started playing Dispatch yet. But this was a great track. And now I'm going to go check out the video game. So anyhow, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you so much for that. Has anybody here played Dispatch yet? I just, you know, I've heard so much about it and I looked at it. It looks kind of cool. I'm not too sure I understand quite yet. I've got to go to YouTube to see if I just so I can get what am I trying to achieve kind of a thing. It seems cool. I look forward to that. But there's actually, as I looked up Dispatch on YouTube and started looking, I found some OST work on it. So apparently the OST is also really super cool. There's apparently one track that is, you know, everybody's listening to, but this one seems to be a little like the Sleep Awake or whatever. This game seems like it might be something for me to zombie into. I just wish, you know, this is my setup here. This is where I work. This is where I write my music. This is where I do my editing and stuff. I just wish that, you know, Steam, somehow I can connect my computer to my TV. So when I sit on my old man lounge chair back here, I can play, but I don't know if that's capable. I have to talk to some of my mods or some of my geeky friends out there, maybe, you know, in the background, so I can play the game from there. You know, something like that. I don't know. Wouldn't that be great if Steam did release a TV where it was integrated in there? Oh, I could do that with an HDMI cable? I need an Android TV. Shut up, 1 a.m. He's giving me a rash already. Look at that. 1 a.m.'s already giving me a hard time. He's telling me that I am an old man. I'm just saying, I am an old man. This is what's happening. I'm just asking. But I mean, if I do get the HDMI, I still have to control what? That means I have to get a long cable from my my hard drive, from my desktop, right, with my paddle. So I'm just saying. Okay, more Wheel of Cheese. Self-destructing my own stream here with all the yabba-da-da. Okay, let's keep going. More Cheesy Wheel coming up. I'm still feeling the good vibes here. Arctic Stark, thank you for that track. Okay, here we go. Refreshing the wheelie. Oh, bruh. Okay, I'll wait for it. Here comes all the emotes. I'll just wait. I deserve it. Here we go. See, there we go. All right, you see? DJ Tambor, I forgot about the pounding monkey. That's just me. That's just what's going to happen. Let me try this again. Okay. Uh-oh. What's happening? Something's wrong with my... something is happening to my form. Hang on for a second. Hang on for a second. This is going to suck. Uh-oh, my form is geeking on me. Give me a second, everybody. Oh, no. It's asking me to re-log in. Oh, no. We're good. We're good. We're good. Okay. I got scared. We all get scared when something happens, and I've got to fix it because we know how that's going to end up looking. Something is going on with my system. What is going on? Why is my system revving so hot right now? What's running my system so hot? Give me a second, guys. I've got to shut some stuff down. Very bizarre. All right, let's see what's happening here. All right, here we go. More cheesy. It's just bizarre. Tyler. Look who wins. All right, we get Tyler here on the Wheel of Cheese. Hang on. I got to check my task manager for a second. I'm wondering why my CPU is geeking on me right now. Just give me a second, guys. What is pumping this thing so hard? OBS is gassing me a little. Yeah, OBS is giving me a bit of a glitch right now. Huh. Okay, so it's OBS that's saxing my shit right now, so I don't know what that's about. What else is geeking me? Oh well. Just run it as we see it. Tyler, you won. Tyler, let's see what we got here. Tyler. Tyler wants us to listen to... righty here. Love this song so much. My mom loved it when I played it for her many years ago, and now a great way to remember her. That is so cool, Tyler. I have a song like that. I think everybody has a song like that that reminds you of somebody that may have passed away that you loved and cared about. And it's great that you have a song that brings it back to life for you from here, you know, emotionally, spiritually. All right, so let's do this. Are you guys ready? Let's listen to the song from. Oh man, this is great. I love this artist, Derek Trucks Band. The name of the song is "This Sky." You guys ready? Let's go. All right. Loving the like, little soapy electric piano on this side. Oof, how clean is that? I know, right? Light flavor. Little sitarish in the fingering. Said my ex-wife. I'm just saying, when she would watch me play guitar, it's not what you think. subtle, but his back here is beautiful. Such a beautiful part of the arrangements.
Lose your body and your mind.
That was nice.
Taste of time.
Oh, they answered it back there too. That's great.
All of us cried while we should be dancing. The sky where we live is no place to lose your wings. So love, love,
Having that flute there, oh, come on. How beautiful is that? God, he's got such a beautiful Aries falsetto.
all of us sleeping, how many of us dream? The sky where we live is no place to lose your wings. So love, love,
That is some great percussion work back there. Very subtle with the shaker stuff. Some very nice little accents in like a turnaround area. And if there's a kick, it's really pushed to the back. Wow. But a super important part of the zip line is that organ holding what it's holding there. That pseudo-drone bagpipe kind of vibe. There's a very familiar mode. Ooh, the way the bass follows that way. Man, that was such a beautiful track. And that's just next level, you know, slide guitar playing. You just can't, you don't even put it in a category. I think the very first time I've heard of Derek Trucks was actually on stage with John Mayer. Because once again, I'm not a seasoned listener, so I don't know all the brilliance that's out there. So like that's why I do what I do here, even though I have an angle that I talk about the music. I'm just like a giddy little kid for the very first time, just like flipping through, you know, an old records or 45s and stuff in the 60s and 70s and get to hear this. Just the fluidity of his lead work and his melody, and that melody that plays in his head is so extraordinary, you know, that he translated into, you know, playing the guitar. Now, you guys might have to help me with this. Is he the singer on this as well? Or is it the band and he's the lead guitar player and arranger composer, and he has the singer? Whoever did the singing on this just has an absolutely stunning, beautiful falsetto head voice that doesn't sound like anything more than, well, falsetto, typically we think of the higher ranges, and the head tone is kind of like a lo-fi thing, right? It doesn't cut like a Ginsu knife if you're putting your diaphragm behind it and pushing through for that very harder, edgier stuff that we hear in metalcore and stuff and like that. But this guy just had, he's the singer as well. Oh God, just with all that talent, you know, he's got to be amazing to watch live. Probably one of those kind of songs too that, like you said, it's an ode to remembering your mother and everything like that. But it is one of those songs that I would call a bring the family together track. You know, like, you know, after Thanksgiving dinner, listen to this track and just kind of tune everybody back into a peaceful vibe. What a great track! Thank you so much. So stoked that you came in there. Hey Hector, what's going on, buddy? All right, here we go. We're gonna listen to some more. Excuse me, sorry. Here is some more Speen. See, I'm still singing it, Tyler. All right, here we go. All right, wheel has been refreshed. Let's spin. You guys ready? Here we go. Who do we got? All right. Who do we have here? Sir Strange Folk. Sir Strange Folk, you be the winner. If you're here, come in and say hi. Let's see what Sir Strange Folk wants us to listen to. Okay, we got ourselves a little bit of a message here. Keth Osk is a Filipino Iceland. Wow, that's a big distance in culture. Is a Filipino Icelandic singer-songwriter who created Yalorri. I'm going to get this wrong. I'm sorry. Yalorri as a multimedia project consisting of music, art, and storytelling. They released their first song, Harpy Hair, in early 2024, and it's almost immediately went viral. The art and the storytelling of Yalorri includes several characters. The main one being the Leverit. The Lark. I went to another sentence there. A group of 4 children in mask. The music is a fairy tale-esque folk music, and Osk sings in different voices to represent the different characters. In this song, Kid and Leverit, they sing in a deeper voice to represent Cole, the boy in the hair mask, and the higher voice to represent Clemente, the girl in the goat mask. I'm sorry, my reading and my mouth is not working in unison right now. So once again, Sir Strange Folk, you won. Congratulations. Here we go. The name of the artist is Yalorri. And the name of the track is Kid and Leverit. All right, here we go. Good to see you here, Sir Strange Folk. Here you go. Here's your track.
This is a story about 2 children. One who hid to be heard,
and another who ran to be remembered.
I present to you Kid and Leverit. Found and forgotten fields of flaxen, I was the Leverit in Hyde.
Love the vocals.
Rowdy and rigorous, very and early there where the houses once stood. It used to be a kingdom for foolish majesty. Then he put his hands over his ears.
The precision of the vocals, the melody.
The undergrowth, overburdening before. What is
feel the passion, the energy through it.
Found and forgotten, fields of fluxing. I was the Leverit in hiding, rosy and rigorous, bereaving Raleigh there, where the houses once stood. Bum, 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 down the door, and here I am beyond the cranny. Come hither, says the feathers, lady, fairly
It's giving me just a little bit of Ren vibes, you know, the artist Ren. I don't know if I think it's because of her intensity of her performance, passion. I love the subtle build-up in the arrangements. Looks like they just kind of brought in a little French horn action.
Father was a doll maker. He taught her how to weave. Once movement, the marionette would talk the thread when the garden lost his head. Oh, a spider, a spinner, believe her, she's a mother. A wolf, many mourns amidst a storm. She receives a knock on the door. A side of silver and lots of gold, hid among beasts of metal and malice. I was real and she was alone, but among bags of bark and leaves.
Very unique, the muted tones in which the composer used for the orchestrating aspect of it.
Found and forgotten, but among boughs of bark and leaves. Found and forgotten, but among
One pass just with the
boughs of
percussive, it sounds
bark
like.
and leaves. Found and forgotten, fields of fluxing. I was the Leverit.
You are the novel where the arrow goes. I will flee
They
away,
weave around there, where the houses once stood.
The back and forth, and that's great.
She was never saw me sun. I was the Leverit. Candles for the stars, no hair on my
They weave around there, where the houses once stood.
Jan, that pizzicato up in your ear right here. You hear the bounciness of the bass? The fact that this is tied into some kind of storybook is what makes it so, like, everything that we've been going through, talking about how, you know, AI is coming into the world and all. This is the kind of music that saves the humans from the anxiety of AI. This is just, you can't do this any other way but sit down with passion and heart and vibes and feels and concept. If this is part of a book, if it's part of a story, I mean, I would love, you know, here's the thing with artists like this. First of all, let me just talk about the singer. From the second her first note into the very last note, she was in it 150%. With her passion, her expression, everything, the dynamics, you know, it was full on. And so you felt this, like, you know, really in-your-face storytelling moment, you know, that went through and through. The arrangement itself just kind of kept itself kind of prodding along, if you would, as a support system for the vocals, but the vocals were phenomenal. As I said, there was this kind of lo-fi-ish vibe to the, you know, instrumentation that was being used, so that her voice has that a little bit more of that higher peakier, I always say this Ginsu knife kind of, you know, top end to it, and that really made it stand out without having to push her really hot, you know, in the mix. You know, it's very important where her tone range was and where the support, you know, music was at the bottom. And also, as small as it was, I definitely detected how fun the bass was bouncing around in there. But, you know, when I hear stuff like this, and I hear that this was released and this was a part of a bigger project that has to do with the storybook, this is the journey that I think that musicians, as they look forward to what their lives may be in this current, you know, temperament of what is out there with AI and stuff like that, is this is what's going to take the musicians and say, we can do more with our talents. We just now have to look at it differently. Maybe instead of putting together 10 songs as an album, it might be a concept album. Now we merge that with storytelling and books and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Anything like that. It's just, we just have to maybe find an opportunity to take the level of writing music as arrangers, composers, musicians, instrumental, whatever the case is, and marrying it more to, yeah, and you're sitting there going, what are you talking about? There's people who release videos with this. No, I'm talking about conceptually taking us through a longer journey. You know, and that's nothing new, right? You know, the Pink Floyd, and all the bands before that, like Lisa's been bringing to, Lisa Wolf has brought a couple of other examples of these hidden journeys, but now combine it, you know, make something out of it, make the book, make the characters, give us the headspace. God knows we need, I don't want to say the word distraction because we can create our own distraction, but the word distraction, we need a lot more of what people have intuitively in them that they may have stopped because they're thinking of just, this is how this world works at the record industry. No, I mean, this was a great track. It caused me to go on that rant, is what I'm saying. I did it. I said it. More Wheel of Cheese coming right up. Don't worry. I didn't let the cheese wheel rust. But I'm just saying what I said is what I said and how I said it. All right, guys, more Wheel of Cheese. Let's go. Let's see what we got here. Cheese is refreshed. Was that an okay rant, Wavis? I'm just saying, I'm trying, you know, as an old composer, I'm just want to be so supportive of humans and the struggles that young composers and musicians and people who want to create feel like they're just up against that AI wall. And I just go, no, you guys have miles of creativity in you. I'm just Obi-Wan Kenobi in my coconut. Obi-Wan Kenobi came out of a cave. I came out of a coconut. AI are not the composers you're looking for. All right, here we go. What do we got? It looks like we got, hey, is this somebody new? Orsi Wu. Excuse me. Orsi Wu, if you're here, come on in and say hi. Orsi Wu wants us to listen to... Hey, Orsi Wu, you won. Welcome. So one of the first games to ever feature a real orchestra in the OST, classic strategy game from the 90s. Now, before I put this in, what do you guys think? Because Orsi Wu and I, we know, because this is, you know, what he says. What do you guys think is the very first game to put in a real live orchestra? I'll leave it as a surprise. I mean, this is according to Orsi Wu. Obviously, I don't know, but this is what Orsi Wu says. Okay, guys, ready? This is Jeremy Soule Total Annihilation intro. Let's go.
What began as a conflict over the transfer of consciousness from flesh to machines escalated into a war which has decimated 1 million worlds. The core and the arm have all but exhausted the resources of a galaxy in their struggle for domination. Both sides now crippled beyond repair, the remnants of their armies continue to battle on ravaged planets, their hatred fueled by over 4,000 years of total war. This is a fight to the death. For each side, the only acceptable outcome is the complete elimination of the other.
Very large, John Williams-esque. I was waiting for the choir. So where's the choir? It doesn't hit on all cylinders until I hear a choir. There it is. How many of you are feeling the nostalgia vibes right now? Hey. Big in all these kinds of pieces of the timpanis and the marching drums and the whole death march vibe. And somebody I saw here, but there is a little bit of a Russian edge to this. Aman, I was just reading your thing and I'm hearing a little bit of that in the melody. All right, for all of you who are nostalgic, I guess this is what it was from, Total Annihilation. Of course, I didn't know anything about the game. I didn't play it. Very John Williams. There was a pull that I just recently mentioned. I think Aman may have, ignited that thought process. It had a little bit of a Russian melodic sway to it. One of the things that's just always full on when it comes to the power compositions, orchestrated compositions of what we would reach back into any of the galactic Star Wars kind of banging things, is you always have the march elements of the timpanis and the snares, boom, or whatever the arrangement is. You usually will have a piping hot brass section, sometimes following some of that. One of the things that's really, if you really were to strip down a lot of this music, there's a simplistic nature to the patterns that go on there. What makes these kinds of arrangements really bold and punching and forward is a lot of times I'm just the melody in my head is dun 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 dun. You can imagine all the stuff going on, but what is a telltale use of arrangements is you always hear, and it could be all the flutes and it could be the strings that are doing all these kind of turnaround points, where that part of the arrangement is, let's say you have the percussive bottom and everything banging away and boom, ba-da-da-dum, bum, bum, and then the ostinatos with the strings and the double basses and then the brass and everybody's punching through. But then there's always the harp, the flute section, the high reed sections and stuff like that are doing a lot. And it also usually kind of, if there's a string divisi that'll happen, the first string section will follow those lines that are like, so it's all of these lead into the, the main points that the composer wants to get into. So when I listen to music like that, I'm just kind of like, I get into that kind of vibe where it's a rubber stamp, if I say so my damn self, but it's not a rubber stamp because the composers don't go out of the box. It's just, if you're going to write this marchy orchestral stuff, this is the kind of things that you're going to hear in it, So that was great. I just went on another rant. I'm just saying. Okay, how about a little bit more cheese? I'm starting to push my 2-hour limit, but I'm still feeling cheesy, is what I'm wheezy. Orsi Woo, thank you so much for that. Cockadoobies. All right, I just refreshed the list. You guys ready? Pretty fat list here in the Wheel of Cheese. Let's go. Who do we got? Oh, look who it... Oh, wait. Oh. We are caving in the caving. All right. What does Caving wants us to listen to? No message here, but it looks like we're listening to a band, I guess, called Mad Twins. And the name of the song is Join. Let's go.
I want to make some go.
Okay.
Join. Let me jam on the beat. I like these bass sweet. Frequency rock street. We make one again a week. That's how we roll. That king control. We keep it street. Can be beat. We never lose.
I like the little glitchiness of the synth.
We're at the night. We reach new highlights.
I wonder if they're going with their mouth. Is that what they are, a beatbox duo?
We make one again a week.
Well, I mean, the kick and the snare and the hat stuff, right? That's trap work, right? I know the artwork is very Max Headroom. Oh my God, we're old enough to remember that, Lisa.
I like these bass sweet. Frequency rock streets. We make one again a week. Let me jam on the beat. I like these bass sweet.
Caving, are you saying this is 100% beatbox?
We make one again a week. We make one again a week.
Sounds like they're saying we make burger week.
Bonus.
Trippy. So if this is 100% beatbox, I get it, because you actually have the capabilities of doing that. The shaping of it in mixing and editing, I don't know. I'm just going to say it because I'm an old head. I'm thinking if somebody was like maybe doing a sound like that, and okay, fine. You could actually layer this together, or the two of them, and make a beat, but then clean it up a little bit in post. And, you know, whether you lock it in or you're giving it a little tweak or you're rolling it off and all that, so it's 100% coming out of your mouth or you know, how you're clicking and doing whatever it is that you're doing. I still find that to be, regardless if it's two people, obviously, if it's all beatbox, it's still, there's a lot of prearrangement going on before the vocals that at least I can identify as vocals that he was saying, you know. So I find that there's really, it's a very unique process. That you know, the journey of going on. The funny thing is, a little Jeeves lore here. Remember, I told you that story that me and my father and my uncle at night times, like after dinner and stuff way back in the day, you know, we would battle each other on napkins, you know, writing notes and then passing it to, you know, putting out a staff and everything and writing pieces of music. And I do the bass line and we pass it around and keep adding to it. One of the things that me and my uncle used to do, my uncle who's still alive, is we used to, didn't know it was going to be beatboxing or whatever it is, but we used to go back and forth and set tempos with each other. You know, so I would set that and my uncle would come in with something else and we would be just doing except we would do it with a very Spanishy kind of, because we were like that. I would do that in my uncle. So if this was the pattern, my uncle would come in with like, you know, so we used to do that all the time. It was part of our, you know. So I don't know. That's how crazy our family has been when it comes to writing music. So I'm just saying. Oh shit. More Wheel of Cheese. Okay, more Wheel of Cheese. Yeah, catering, it was cool. Isn't that what music does for all of us, right? You know, I know there's a few people maybe around my age that are part of the Kados, but I also know there's a lot of young people here as well. And you watch, and you get to be my age, and all these tracks that you listen to are going to bring you back to just these really great moments, that memories and stuff, and so on and so forth. All right, let's go. This is my last Wheel of Cheese, guys, because I got to dig out after this. I actually have to do part 2 of my landscaping before it gets, right now, the rain's not going to come in for a couple of hours, and I got to mow that front lawn there. So this is my last Wheel of Cheese. Before I spin this last Wheel of Cheese, thank you guys so much for coming in. For those of you who are lurking in the background, thank you so much for joining. You know, I do this once, twice a week. This is just about listening to music. You know, you can join me over on the YouTube channel. So if you just want to hang out and chill, I appreciate everybody that's come by. Had a couple new followers come by. It's our usual suspects here in the Kados. You know, this is a great little community and stuff. I know it's a Monday. Who wants to listen to streams on Monday? But that came in because the 2 days I don't work at the nonprofit are Sunday and Monday. So that's why. And then usually if I get off early, I can parachute in on Aloha Friday if I can. But all right, guys, last Wheel of Cheese. All right, so hang in there. Are you guys ready? Let's go. Who's it going to be? It is Extreme Wrecker X. All right. Extreme Wrecker X wants us to listen to. All righty. No message here. So this is a band or an artist called Sage Francis. You know who that is? Sage Francis? Who's Sage Francis? And the name of the track is Crumble. So let's go. Yeah, I recognize the name. We did listen before. Here we go.
They've said it every year, but this time it seems like the end is near, and I'm in line to see the light. How far does this black tunnel go? I got a car, but the gas is running low. And as long as I've known the bumps and creaks of this house, it's starting to make the types of sounds that only come from people's mouths. You can't tell me it's still settling. Built on an Indian burial ground, killing everything. The childhood scar on my chin is back again. That old jump over my own leg dance move has to end. I've seen better days in my night terrors. I was a bike messenger without a bike, and I would write letters, ask directions to your whereabouts. Before the slow walk, the rest of the show-offs were peeling out. Too many hairs, only one tortoise. That's why I left the city. Too fast paced for this ho-hum tourist. By the time I developed the pictures, they're as blurry as my memory of constant life fixtures. If distance is a girl's best friend, tell them bitches in the rough who think that love comes with diamonds. Slave labor, you made me work for what I couldn't have. Diamonds cut, but coal burns and nothing lasts forever. Wonder why I bothered saving any of your letters, they're just aged paper. Slave labor, you made me work for what I couldn't have. Diamonds cut, but coal burns and nothing lasts. Wonder why I saved your urn of ashes. I've got this insecurity, thoughts to save your mail. Tracing the name on the return address.
Oh, what a badass building.
Pretend it was yours, think of a careful nothing to break it a nail. The one to seal the quote, the shelf when it opened up and it comes a paper trail. But since then I've been in sea scrolls and empty my head these balls. Trivia memories that I've seen the whole. Now you're a filter with some issues. In case you wonder what the sinking feeling has been ever since I left you.
Wow, this was a short track. Way, way, way impactful. For me, obviously, you know, the journey through rap, slam poetry is always like exciting for me to listen to. You know, a couple of things I want to bring it on this. When it boosted into that next level, that really kicked us off. I don't know if it was part of the words or part of the production, but it was like a and I don't know if that was just an overdub of like more of a beatboxy kind of thing, or it had something to do with the words. That was in kind of a syncopated vibe with the main, you know, the forward load of, you know, the main rapper or artist that's doing what he's doing. The other thing that I've begun to notice, because I have such a a naive vibe about, you know, I think of rapping, and when I think of rapping, I think that lyrics, rhyming will come every certain, you know, if I think it's just the time, it could be the time I drink my wine. You know what I'm saying? That fluid kind of a thing. But what I noticed here, and I don't know if other artists do it or not, is that like in the end of a phrase, there was a word. So I'm thinking the end of that, whatever that was, I'm going to hear it again. But then that was rhymed in the fourth section. So if the word ended with an E here, I'm thinking the next section is going to end with an E, but no, it had another rhyme that finished its rhyme, and then this flowed into finishing that rhyme. And I thought that was really, really cool. And I don't know if I'm just being more aware of it now because that's where I'm at in my life right now in the present time listening to it. But it did seem that there was that kind of, you know, moving out there. Yeah, exactly, Aman. It's like, you know, that's the other thing too. You're very well, you know, you have a very, you know, deep knowledge base, and you've done a lot of studying and stuff. So, you know, for you to come in and teach me about that, I mean, that's one of the things, because I'm not a big poetry, you know, individual, that I think, like I said, I think my getting into the conversation was saying just me being naive about just the whole lyrical movement, starting obviously from the poetry, slam poetry, rap, et cetera, that not necessarily everything rhymes or even has to rhyme. There are some things, sometimes I listen to stuff from Schopenhauer and other things that are not necessarily poetic in its reading, but sometimes like when they speak, sometimes these great speakers that are philosophers too, also, they have a cadence in which they speak that doesn't necessarily have a rhyme at the end, but you almost feel this kind of rhythm to it, you know what I'm saying? And actually, for anybody who's in ethnomusicology, that was the very first thing we did as a species. You know, whatever and however it is that we talk story, it was either percussion, hitting stones together, sticks on logs, whatever the case is, something percussive, and then choreography, and then our voices, you know, and patterns, you know, and, you know, tones and so on and so forth. So that's why I think also the rap, slam poetry thing has such a visceral root locking into, you know, kind of vibe. I do say so my damn self. Woo! That was a hell of a rant.